What secret could ruin your life if it got out? Got busted with a lot of computers from my work, about $25K worth, and plead guilty to grand theft, felony. They spelled my name wrong, wrong birthday, and I never gave them my DL or SSN. I don't remember it, I said over and over during my 90-day incarceration. That was 34 years ago and I background check my name every few years with a racy heart each time. Nope. Not there. That I was a heroin addict in my 20s. Been clean 9 years, and no one I work with, or associate with at this point in my life, besides wife, kids, and immediate family, realized that 10 years ago I was an unrecognizable shell of who I am now. I'm currently struggling with addiction, not as serious as a heroin addiction, but it's majorly impacted my life and left me a shadow of my former self. Sometimes it feels like I'll never get to the point of having a family, good job or friends again, but reading that makes me want to keep trying to get clean and live the life I should be living. Imagine how many people are typing their secrets just to completely erase on the last sentence and not post at all. When my sister was going through an alcoholic mental health crisis, she decided to tell our family and friends all of my secrets. I was trying to convince her to get help, she resented me for it and felt exposing me would take the heat off of her. Typical narcissist if behavior, deflecting attention away from themselves. If she is going down, she's going to take me with her. A lifetime worth of sins and regrets that if I could go back in time I might change. Nothing I did was illegal, but some people consider immoral. It was very personal stuff that I never wanted to share. Well, everybody knows now. I was put in a difficult position. It opened conversations I never intended to have with our family. I offered to have an open dialogue and answer any questions. No one cared. It completely backfired on her. In fact, I received love and support while she's been completely ostracized by most of Outlet's family. They found her behavior to be self-righteous and deplorable. Being found out didn't ruin me, it freed me. That ended a lot better than I thought it would. Good thing you have a supportive family. Yep, this. My husband's mother was officially cut off in 2018 after she stole money from us to buy more alcohol and was a drunk freak show around my kids again. She spent almost a full decade bullying me nonstop to keep the attention off of her, and it worked for that long too. I thought I just had a problem fitting into the family and even felt guilty sometimes. But nope. I was fine. She was just a drunk who decided to externalize all the drama to me to protect herself. Haven't spoken to her since and it's been so chill. She tries to bully me through his older sister, but I banned her from my house. I'm not talking to you without my lawyer present. You aren't a lawyer, no present for you. What a great flip of the sentence. When I was 11 I was told to take out the trash and I did, but, for context, my family had a grill with a box of matches next to it and it was fall. But I burned some dead leaves for like 2 minutes, then I stomped on them to put out the fire, but all did was push it right next to our house, and then the house went up the flames, and my parents had very well-paying jobs so they were able to pay for the damages. But when the authorities came and firefighters put out the fire, they were wondering how it started and the authorities suspected someone jumped to the fence and lit up the leaves to burn our house down. Our parents, scared for my life, moved somewhere else and they lost the jobs and lost a lot of money moving to our new house, and for the next solid 7 years we lived like shit. And my parents still do not know that I'm the reason they have to look like that. I don't have any secrets. I get drunk and tell anyone anything. You drink, and we know things. I often think of suicide. I have 2 kids and they're the only reasons I am here. Your kids love and need you, but you have worth beyond being a parent. Thank you. I'm going to try and find myself again this year. I have a daughter, and even as she's approaching 1 year old now, I found myself burned out on life. Ever since I was a teen, the thought of just doing nothing and being nothing put my mind at peace. I never followed through, and just last week I found out my sister is pregnant. It sparked something new in me and now I have something more to look forward to. I want to meet her/him and I want my daughter to become good cousins. I know I'm rambling about nonsense probably, but whenever I feel low I just think about what I have, and I smile. To pass my high school graduation writing exam, I just wrote the story to Gears of War because I didn't study or prepare beforehand. If you were able to convey the story on paper well enough without any errors, that's probably all they cared about mostly. One time in elementary school, there was this really big important test. I was out sick that day, as were a handful of other kids, flu season. There were like 6 of us total who had to make up the test. We were put in a separate room and told to be quiet and focus on our tests. Our teacher would be checking on us very soon. A few minutes after she left, a voice calls out, "Does anyone know the answer to number 7? Next thing you know, we've got one kid looking out at the door while we all discuss and tell each other the answers. I think the teacher checked on us once after a while, but we were already mostly done and at a lull. We all got A's and high B's. I know this isn't a life-ruining secret, but I've been holding that in for almost 20 years lol. I love it when an overbearing authority figure accidentally teaches you teamwork and trust. The real test all along. I draw furry porn and make great money off of it. I have a normal job, but I use the art money for things I want, like expensive clothes or Bath and Body Works candles. Edit, I just woke up and too many of y'all responded and I don't have time for this. Anyways, this isn't a job you drop everything for, nor can you live off. It's a side hustle and gets me the little things I want on the side. It's mostly Discord commissions, and I'm not telling you the type of art it is, too embarrassed. While I buy such art, if family and boss knew, lol. One time I accidentally stole a pack of balloons from Walmart. I put it in my pocket and was gonna take it out to pay for it, but I forgot and walked out with it. You stole balloons on Free Balloon Day? It wasn't Free Balloon Day. That was the scary part. It was Paid Balloon Day. Me and my wife make porn and watch them together. Then make more porn. Wife and I actually used to post hours to Reddit during our crazier years. Not sure what I was thinking there, but I'm perfectly okay with the fact that a substantial portion of Reddit has seen my junk. Substantial might be pushing it, unless you drop the link and let the new gen watch. For science? For science. I have schizoaffective disorder. Most people do not know outside of a few close friends. I don't tell people because they will use it as a reason to invalidate me. Even when I've opened up on here outside of the CISA sub, people have tried to infantilize me or have offensively tried to tell me what's best for me or school me about my disorder as though I am not living with it or as if I am not a functioning adult. The world likes to pretend it's becoming all woke about mental health, but it's not. So I don't tell people. If I were open about it, I think it would prevent me from getting jobs or making friends, and I think it would make people suddenly view me as incapable. As though they know best. Because people are fucking stupid. And watch things like A Beautiful Mind and suddenly believe they know everything. I skipped my brother's wedding. Told him I had strep throat. I just hated his now wife. Cunt. He probably knows. He knows for sure. I put a little more than double the amount of salt called for in recipes when I cook for people or bring potluck. I never have to bring home leftovers, the dishes are scraped clean. My super secret food hack is salt. It won't ruin my life, but I might get the stink eye from family with blood pressure problems and my super health conscious friends. People are like, putting an extra teaspoon of salt in the stew is so bad for you. Then they eat a pack of Doritos. This is my first real post, but ever since I was young I had an overactive imagination and would want to share my thoughts and ideas with everyone. I was made of every time I did, so I kept to myself to the point where I disconnect from the world into my mind, where I created friends and conversed in my head with these characters. Which many times when I am silent I'm just ingoring the world and listen to the world I made for myself in my head. So whenever someone talked about sports, cars, posting on Facebook, Twitter, etc., or even hanging out with friends I would not know because I just find it hard to speak to anyone. I'm only working half of the time at work. I have managed to create a facade that makes it look as if I would work full time on the project I was assigned to, but it actually takes only half of the time. Sometimes it gets a bit stressful, but most of the time I manage to organize everything in a way that allows me to do anything but my work at the office. On home office days I mostly play video games. If I get asked how it's going, I lie in deceit to make it look like I am fully tied to my work and the schedules and deadlines, etc. I got really good at this. I guess I could lie about nearly anything now and most people would believe it. If my coworkers or my boss would find out that I get paid for a full-time job while only working roughly 20 hours a week, I'd get fired immediately. Additionally, I live in a small town and that would probably ruin my reputation at any potential new job. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Edit, alright, after getting some resonance I realize I might be a bad person in my boss's eyes, but so are many of you. But hey, hate the game, not the player, right? Edit number 2, just want to make clear that I don't feel bad for my behavior at all. I don't get paid enough to look for more work only to fill my 40 hours a week. It just proves most of your job, like most jobs out there, are bullshit jobs anyway, so props to you for making coin and reclaiming your time. Much more wage theft happens compared to what people like you are doing by a massive margin. I'm a young gay atheist living in a Christian household. Basically all I'd have to do is be myself around my family to ruin my life. Lamau. Gaytheist. Nice try, Fed. In all seriousness? I'm the only person in my mother's will. She never told me why, and I don't think she ever will. Why would it ruin your life? My family is unfortunately a sack of petty money whores who happen to dislike me for a lot of reasons, the most notable being my sexuality. I don't know why she chose me, but she did. The reason it would ruin your life is probably also the reason why she chose you. I wouldn't want to give my money to money whores who dislike my child either, especially if one of the reasons they dislike them is over something harmless they have no control over. I've kept on the down low. I used to be an alcoholic. I used to live in one state and moved to another, so it made it easier. I went to rehab and detox, after aftercare program. Afterwards a sober home and my own apartment, but it's always a stigma if I let anyone know my journey. I'm 31 and honestly it sucks because I want to break free from lying, but it's tough because I believe anyone I tell will judge me and not want to talk to me. It's easier to lie. And it's worked so well so far, so why fix what's not broken? But I also get how it can eventually catch up. Just stuck in the middle. Had one of my employees leave because he was an alcoholic. Went and got help. I rehired him, told him I was proud that he went and got the help he needed. A few months back he told me he wanted to talk to me in my office and he showed me his 6-month coin. I'm incredibly happy for the guy, and fuck anyone that hates on people for getting help. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for daily uploads. After you've done that, check out one of our other videos.